For those that like to use their quads while out hunting, coming across this uniform guy can be a cause for concern if you are at all uncertain about the rules for firearms in off-road vehicles.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing today?
I'm doing excellent, thanks.
Good. How's the hunting going?
Oh, not too bad. We're just heading off to our hunt camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you guys hunting for today?
Just some small game.
Small game?
Yeah.
Perfect. What kind of firearm do you have with you?
Got a 12 gauge pump action.
Gauge? Okay.
Yeah.
Could you just open that up for me,
Absolutely.
please?
As a conservation officer, you find that a lot more people are using ATVs these days as opposed to, let's say, 20 years ago. You find the big market of ATVs or a big usage now for hunting?
Absolutely. It makes it especially a lot easier to pull out the game and to get around everywhere, and there are roads everywhere, so it's very easy to move around with an ATV and cover a lot of ground.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You find a lot more people are walking these days, or is it a majority of guys that are just using their ATVs to hunt from, let's say, point A to point B? Or do you find a lot of people hunting from their ATVs?
I guess it really depends on the style of the hunter. Some people like to, get to a certain point and then walk into the swamp, or depending on what they're hunting. And there's other people that like to just drive around and cover a lot of ground. You have to step off the travel portion of a roadway to shoot, and you can't shoot across a roadway. You're able to have and shoot from an unmaintained road. So common sense with that is a road that is not maintained. So we could say a logging road is maintained by a logging company, so that you can't shoot from. But a trail or something that doesn't have culverts and things like that you need an all-terrain vehicle, that would be considered an unmaintained road.
How about a groomed snowmobile trail? That's basically, there's a lot of times it's shut down for the winter because if it crosses private property, they will have gates and they'll say private property.
Okay.
It's owned by a groomed trail. But if there's an area that it covers on Crown land, can they use that
That's
roadway?
being maintained, I would say.
Yep.
But it's your common sense, so you just have to make sure that you're shooting in a safe direction is the main priority.
And we always make sure to, tell everybody to check your local municipality bylaws of where you're allowed to shoot and which areas you are and what's considered Crown land.
Right.
And again, shooting from a roadway. If your ATV is off the side of the trail and your ATV is parked, it could be in a foot of mud and it's completely off the trail. Can you use your ATV for assistance for any, to help you shoot long distance shots? Can you,
No.
lean your firearm on the seat of a motorized vehicle or anything like that?
No, your loaded firearm can't be touching the vehicle or you using the vehicle as assistance to lean on to shoot or anything like that.
Given all the know-it-alls and misinformation out there, we asked Wesley what is the biggest misconception that exists on the subject of ATVs and hunting.
We still surprisingly come across a lot of people with loaded firearms. Yeah, you can get a ticket for it, which is $240, and your firearm can be seized. As a conservation officer, we're also enforce the Off-Road Vehicles Act, so we do check for ownership and insurance to make sure that the vehicle is plated and things of that nature.
For the majority, don't let being stopped by a conservation officer ruin your day. If you know the rules and stick to them, you'll have no reason to be concerned, as these guys are there to help.